Alright, welcome back. Me playing Sigil. Yesterday I got a little bit stuck in this area right here. It took me a while to get through it, but I ultimately did, and I found the best secret I could imagine. So I'm really well supplied right now. So let's finish level 3. See how many secrets I actually got. And let's see what level 4 brings. I might say again, you know what, I'm just gonna try to play because it's ultra violent and I just gotta be on my best game, but I know I'm gonna start musing. Okay. So as soon as I shoot this guy, everybody else is gonna wake up. Here we go, maybe. He doesn't actually, that didn't actually create any infighting. I don't even know if I expected that or not. I don't know if they ever did. Oh man. Remember when I talked about, like I think in the first episode, about how every single shot allows you to perfectly evaluate how well you did. That I didn't do too well there. But then you don't want to waste any more ammo, right? Especially playing ultra violent. So that's where you go to the pistol. Even though I paid for it a little bit. Oh, come on. Like I did so well coming in here with 200, and look where I am already. Does this? No, I was wondering if this was. It almost looks like claws here, right? So I was wondering if you can see anything on the map. There were a couple of different secret messages and other things in Doom that you could see on the map, but not here. So this might be a little bit boring for you to actually watch this, but I think I'm gonna try to optimize. The problem is the spread on this, but oh, interesting. Interesting indeed. So in best Doom tradition, we always take out the hit scan guys first. Let me up, let me up. Oh, wait. I thought I was standing on lava. I wasn't. So I think I can take this guy out without anybody else shooting at me from back there. I think I got a good cover here. Should be 10 shots, but we know. Oh, you know what? I found this. So here I might actually use it, even though I never felt like the rocket launcher was the best weapon for these guys. That's safe. I mean, I wasted a lot of ammo, I feel like, but there we go. Saved over the last save game, so can't go back and try it again. So this is me, like, again, like being a level designer. It's like I'm wondering how many sides those pillars are, and as you can see, it's quite a few. And then I wonder if the level editor used for this actually has some sort of primitive shapes, or if they... Because you certainly didn't have back in the day, right? Like if you wanted to create something as round as this, you just had to do it manually by placing nodes on the grid. And if you want to create something like this... well, luckily I just saved, so yeah, let's just reload this. Because even back when I was making my Quake levels, oh, come on. And then I even got stuck here. So making my Quake levels, I'm so screwed, I'm gonna reload again. The editor I was using didn't have any sort of brush clipping originally, so everything that you wanted to be round, you had to make round yourself. You didn't make things very round, you just kinda made it 6-sided usually, maybe 8-sided, and for me that always were 3 individual brushes. Like one middle brush, which was rectangular. Oh man. Again, every time I don't get these guys with one shot. Where'd you come from? Feel bad. And then 2 more brushes on the side, which the edges both like brought in to actually create a 6-sided kind of shape. Like these days, much more, you're gonna have primitives. I just keep... I mean, I can kind of waste all this ammo right here, right now, I feel. I think there's a secret there, maybe. Something that allows me to go places. But yeah, I feel like I can waste ammo a little bit. And more importantly, waste health a little bit. See, I'm still way ahead. I'm still over 100. And I might actually just have found something to replenish me. Nice. I love these kind of like secrets, and it was so easy because it was generally cheap, like in Doom, to create these kind of secret areas. Let's take it now, even though we're gonna waste 22. Let's save. I mean, you know, it still took a lot of time to make these kind of levels back then because the tools just weren't as sophisticated, etc. But it was generally much easier to create these kind of secret areas, so you could create very sophisticated areas which were off the beaten path, like with the art time that had to go into it, etc. Just is not nearly as big. You work on a modern game, you work on something like I mean, I remember specifically working on Dead Space 2, which is one of the best games I feel I ever worked on, with a really awesome crew. But everything had to be produced incredibly tightly because the art time that we had to actually add up those spaces, and this was last generation, right? This was PS3 and Xbox 360. Oh yeah, that felt good as a shot. Right, so the amount of effort that went into producing the art there meant that oh, come on. Meant that we could barely put in any like secret areas and areas that not every player would see, just because of how expensive it was going to be. So this actually looks like the critical path here again, right? Which seems weird to me because that totally felt like a secret. Maybe it wasn't an actual secret. I guess it's the actual critical path, the main path. So everything I just said about secrets is somewhat... I think it still holds true, it just didn't apply specifically to this area, right? I'm wondering, this is something I saw earlier, I'm wondering how these demon faces or whatever they are, lion faces up there, actually aligned. Because if you're looking again at what this map looks like, and imagine that you have to hand place and you don't have primitives, each node to actually be perfectly symmetrical. And then for each line depth, right, each side of that pillar, you have a texture offset. And you had to one by one actually pixel perfect dial that in. That is quite a bit of effort. I have a feeling that's probably not the case anymore. This might be a modern Doom editor which allows you to do primitives and does all the alignment for you. Even then, this is quite impressive because I feel like it exactly seems to fit for... I don't see a texture seam, right? Like it actually looks like it perfectly fits 4 faces there. So I know, this is the kind of stuff that I see when I play these kind of games. Instead of just enjoying, maybe shutting up, being surprised that me picking up this key, I was expecting a line def right here to trigger something and a whole bunch of enemies to trigger. Oops, not that. But yeah, those are the kind of things that just I can't help notice. I also find interesting here, and I only notice it now, is that this is super uniform lighting. It's very bright lighting because I guess there's lava everywhere. But it doesn't feel low contrast. I just hadn't really noticed it. Like it hadn't felt like too bright or too dark. There actually is some, to you know, where I'm standing here and what these walkways do over there. There actually is a little bit of contrast because of different lighting values per sector. But yeah, I mean, this is super uniform, really, right? And still, it kind of works. Kinda. It certainly works for Doom. Okay, here we go. I mean, you expect stuff to trigger. Oh, this looks like one of these perfect kind of trap rooms. This is also really nice. As an actual a progression blocker, which again you can do so nicely. In Doom, just using the different keys. That's a pretty cool gate to go through. So I'm assuming that's gonna open this. And then I have to find 2 more. I think this is the first level in this pack where you actually have to find all 3 keys. I think we've only had 1 so far, so that's good. And I like how we see it early enough. I mean, we've played quite a bit here already, but we see it early enough to where now it's going to... Man, we've played a lot, actually. But where it's now setting up the rest of the... like what you have to do. This level 200, wow. So I feel I'm getting spoiled right now. I'm also incredibly, as soon as somebody gives me 200 armor, just kinda out of nowhere, and 200 or 100 health earlier, I feel like something bad's gonna happen. I'm gonna get battle tested like crazy. But nope. Okay. I remember finding out that you actually had a line def, like a trigger, where a trigger could be locked by a key. Specifically, I don't even know if it works for all 3 keys or just for the red key. I remember using this in Tupa's Playground at the end of, I think it turned out to be map 6 in the end, and I was so excited to be able to do this. Because this is kind of cool, right? Like to actually, instead of just opening a door, because a trigger can trigger anything. You could do staircase, etc. In this case, it actually is open a 4 kind of door, but that was really cool. So I'm assuming I'm gonna come back up there. With the blue or yellow key, and then from up there with one of the other keys as well. We'll see. And we are back at the beginning. Okay. Oh, so I think... Oh, nice. So we actually have 3 different ways here that are gonna lead me down the 3 different paths. I like that as a structure. So then middle or right? What comes to mind for me, by the way, if you played Dungeon Master, or specifically Chaos Strikes Back, the expansion pack, which was incredibly hard for the time, but also incredibly good, it had the Junction of Ways, which was... It was so brilliantly, in many ways, laid out, where... So Dungeon Master, of course, is one of the original dungeon crawlers. Like Eye of the Beholder, then kind of followed in its way. Grimrock would be like more recent games, like retro kind of flair games that did it. Dungeon Master started the entire genre. So really just dungeon crawling and finding keys, very much like in Doom, just with a role-playing flair. Party of 4 people. But it actually brought like real-time gameplay into that genre for one of the first time. Like everything felt incredibly immediate. In many ways it's like Doom before Doom existed, and I mean it has an action element. It's not a first-person shooter. It has an inventory, it has a party, etc. But you constantly strafe around people, very much like you do in Grimrock. I mean, if you've played that recently and you don't remember the original Dungeon Master. And then it had these kind of puzzles where you have to find keys and you have to find items, etc. to unlock the way. And the Junction of the Ways was just this perfect... you kept coming back to it, and it snuck back to you in interesting ways that you didn't even anticipate. Anyway, that's me going off on that game, which was just brilliant for its time. And that's what this reminds me of. I want to get up there. But yeah, Dungeon Master, like, it's one of those. F6, not F5. And what is going up and down here? If you never played Dungeon Master, find it. Oh, it's this right here. Maybe it was just here as a gate to kind of keep the Baron of Hell. Or is there an actual secret or something down here? No? Oh wait, there is. Is there? Yes. A secret is revealed indeed. Very dark. Final thing on Dungeon Master. we're gonna save here. Because I don't know if and where I want this. I think I have to pick it up now. So we're gonna do that indeed. Oh, now I can see everything too. And now we're gonna pick out... Dungeon Master was like the perfect reason. Haha. Well, I'm glad I... This makes things a little bit easier. A little bit harder too because I'm stuck here. I actually had a trap like this in Trooper's Playground, where I had to do something somewhat similar. Not to say that this is actually copied from that, quite the opposite. I was probably inspired by something in Doom. Oh no, I'm screwed, I'm screwed, I'm screwed, I'm screwed, I'm screwed. Okay, let's load. Final thought on Dungeon Master, it was the perfect reason back in the day to own an Atari ST. Because it initially came out for that. I played it on the Amiga, that's why I remember the platform. And I played a little bit after the fact too, not when straight when it came out, a few years afterwards. And I don't think I'd ever made the connection between Dungeon Master and Doom until just now. Kinda idly chatting about it. Alright, can I turn these guys off? I cannot. That's an interesting ceiling choice here. Very avant-garde. What does this one do then? Maybe they both do the same thing? Certainly could. So everything here is super dark again. Feel like, yeah, you see like the flickering lights, just like in those like super thin sectors. They might just be there to add some interest, because to allow you to see the outline. They might also be there because we're gonna see some light changes later as we pull triggers, and usually those light changes were motivated by / really informed by the neighboring sectors. Oops, come on, I can kill you. The neighboring sectors. And these might be there. Maybe not. Maybe this is just the way it's supposed to look everywhere here, to allow it to switch correctly later. Oh man. Ow, 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 ow. That hurt. Ah. Okay, I should have saved there. Not gonna make that mistake again. And the main reason I don't want to get stuck under these right now actually is time. It's just taking forever for me to like killing a lot of my man, and then I'm wasting a lot of ammo here too, so it might actually kill me here again, which okay, we're good. I was afraid I'd have to replay it again, so let's save here. Get stuck there. Anybody left in here? Huh. Oh wow. Oh. I missed this last time too. That's a kind of cool secret, just because I mean, you saw how easily we missed that last time. Oh no, I did not actually. I was just gonna say, you know what, I'm gonna save this for later. Okay, let's keep playing. I mean, I just wasted 60 health there. Thing is, well, let's keep playing this. If I'm not careful, I'm gonna die again here anyway. And then we're gonna play that. I almost actually knew where I wanted to stand. Right, like a few pixels in front of me. Okay. So yeah, we're gonna save that secret now. There's still guy. Oh no, that's just the guys waking up back there. Okay, so we're gonna save. Well, we're gonna get this just in case I don't come back. We want to make sure we actually have the secret registered at least. And now we're going to hello, hello, hello. Kill everybody here. Shoot when we can actually hit people. Finish that guy off. Okay, so is there an actual strategy here for me to not run around like a headless chicken? Save again right here because I mean, is there any rhyme or reason to this? So I guess the ones which go up and down are the ones, like the one back there too, are the ones that I can safely stand on. And then we do get the kind of just outlines here through the flickering lights. It's kind of cool. So now I think I want to go from here to here and find a... Out of my way, I need to stand here. Excuse me. Ow. So it's all nice and well that we have 100 health waiting for us back there. But only if we actually make it back there. Should we save again? Let's save again. Let's actually save. Let's call this one Puzzle. Which is not something I used to call my save games back then. So here is kind of like a secret slash just little pieces, shards of broken. What I don't understand is when something is just completely black here like this. It's just a little bit weird to me. I mean, I understand why it's here, because it creates these actually dark rooms. Where and how do we... But that wall there is it's a little bit weird to see that. Go from here to here. Go from there to here. Okay, we're almost to a junction of the ways again, which I think is through there. Is it down here? Wait. Here we are. Oh, fuck. And now we're back. Now let's see if anything's... See, I don't really remember picking up the blue key. I'm sure I did. I just don't remember it. I mean, I have it right here, so of course I did. I just don't remember that as a big part of the level flow just now. Alright, one more. Here's the interesting part. Luckily I have my map. I couldn't actually have told you if I went middle or left. Or right, I guess. And we went right. So now the middle path. There we go. Oh. How? Really? Oh man, and I went the wrong way. Guess I was supposed to sprint forward. Well. Oh, this is brutal. Oh, come on, really? Yeah, you need 3 shots for these guys. Again, like, theoretically you can do it in 2 shots and that's what the... Are you kidding me? How am I... I mean, I can do a lot when you give me a little bit of strafing area. But, this is kind of brutal. I was hoping to get some infighting here between these guys, but I think they might not actually... Oh, wow. Did not expect that, actually. Oh, man. I should have saved. There was nobody to remind me. damn it, I'm sorry. I have to play this again. Okay. I mean, at least we know what's around the corner there, quite literally. Oh, so there was the key right there, so you pick it up, right? I want to try to preserve some chain gun shots this time. But yeah, picking up that blue key right there, that was... I mean, I totally missed that last time. This time at least I noticed it. Alrighty. Save here again. No, again, there's still 100 health out there that we could go and get, but I don't see how we do that easily. I just saw the key, so I need to actually go back in there and I need to save this for the Cacodemons. And I'm glad that there's some rockets there. I don't think I officially got the rocket launcher yet, by the way. Let's take this guy again. Let's save chain gun as long as we can. I mean, I got it last level in a secret, but I don't know if I officially, as part of level flow, got it. Just something that I haven't really paid attention to, but one thing I just noticed is that yeah, we'll save our spiel again. So like the way people played, and I actually played these levels a lot as well in the original game. So that actually does something when you go through here. Okay, those guys are fighting each other, nice. But because you're starting with nothing from the beginning, you actually do want to find all of the weapons that you would otherwise have found in the overall progression as part of the level, right? So you quite routinely expect at this point to find a shotgun, and well, I mean, the shotguns you get out of the enemies anyway, so that one's kind of easy. You don't have a chain gunner in Doom 1, so you need to place a chain gun if you want the player to have it as part of the progression. Maybe there actually was one. Like on the way, I just didn't notice it. If there isn't, man, ouch. So am I screwed? Oh no, so yeah, but am I screwed? I mean, how am I supposed to? I mean, we'll do this, and I'm almost certainly... Oh, you can actually go through here. Okay, that's all nice, but how the hell am I supposed to make it back through here without dying? I mean, I'm gonna... Yeah. This again is where you can screw yourself in the level progression, and the level designer doesn't really have good tools to Okay, let's do this. See if we can make it back. Yeah, I mean, as a level designer, you don't know how much health you have here, right? You cannot. It's not puzzle anymore, but whatever. I should have actually saved over Kampf, which means the level designer doesn't really have any tools to like conditionally spawn more health here if the player is out of health a bit. Make sure you have at least 50. So I feel like you could actually have screwed yourself here. You need to keep multiple save games. Here we go. You guys take care of each other. Oh, that was fast. Alrighty, and we shall save again our spiel. Okay, and that's the last level here. So, thinking we might be kind of towards the end. Okay, so there, right there, this is exactly what I talked about, right? Like, as part of the level progression, if you were to just play this, starting with this level. You want to find a weapon like this at some point. Should just take out one at a time. Alrighty, F6, because I feel like I'm going down into, I mean, it might be the end of the level anyway, so we're gonna go back and we're gonna collect some of the goodies that we left behind. Kind of glanced over little things like, you know, this right here, just like the individual tiles here making up the floor, which, can I get up there? I mean, if something is well done, then as the player you kind of just go past it. The only thing that you notice is that the level was kind of cool looking and you were never bored. But the actual amount of time that went into making sure that it was never boring is kind of lost on you. So I figured I should appreciate something like that and actually point it out explicitly. Because all that stuff takes work. All that stuff takes actual consideration. So we get this. And then as we go through here, I'm gonna save again. I just don't want to like do anything stupid. Also gonna pick up the green armor. There's some ammo for us. Ah, see, exactly that. This is what I wanted to make sure we were protected from. Ah, see, I was just gonna. This is always tricky because you have a clear indication of where you can and cannot stand, but because you cannot look down, and I'm not gonna turn that on. I don't think that's Doom. Because that is not, you can look down, you can't actually see if you're standing in the right spot or not. And die just because of that. Which is what it is. Not much to do about it, but yeah. And the reason I don't like looking up and down is just because, yeah, Doom never had it. There actually was a way to do a kind of like perspective shift that was added for Heretic, which John Romero produced, you know, and Raven created, and they actually added it. They didn't add it. I think they just enabled it. Even it's just, if I remember it correctly, this might be completely wrong. John Carmack just didn't like the way it looked. John Romero thought it looked fine. Raven maybe thought it looked fine. It certainly was turned on in Heretic that John produced, and I saw some videos of him playing this. This pack here in a modern Doom port. Might actually have been Z-Doom, and he was actually looking up and down as well, right? So it might actually be in the spirit of the creator to turn that on. The reason I don't like it is because it actually breaks some of my older levels, which were explicitly designed with triggers where you couldn't look up and down. Like, I actually had triggers where early on in the level you had this kind of situation, for example, and then as you're looking up there at that like opening, there would be a trigger up there, which was a shooting trigger, because you would come out on that side, for example, and from that side, standing up there, you were actually able to shoot at that trigger up there, right, across the gap. But as people are playing it in modern Doom ports, and that's pretty much like, that's the last trigger to unlock pretty much the entire level. People are shortcutting my entire level because they just get in there and they look up, shoot at the trigger, not knowing any better that this wasn't possible back then, and the level is broken. And so to me, just the spirit of Doom, I wonder if that's a secret. The spirit of Doom is just no looking up and down. I'm totally fine with some modern amenities like being able to hop over, like actually go over enemies. In the original Doom, if there was somebody standing all the way down there, this being a 2D game, he had just an infinitely high hitbox and collision box, right? Or like cylinder or whatever it actually was. So you wouldn't be able to walk down here because there was a guy standing down there and you just didn't even know he was there. So I'm totally fine with modern Doom ports fixing that and you actually being able to jump down, for example. And yes, if you could look down, you could at least see why you can't go down there. But yeah. So I think I'm supposed to take this thing and go through here. This right here reminds me, by the way, of one of the I think it was E1 M4 or whatever, the actual, like, oh, there's something here. The older, like the last levels that John made. Like, they had a lot of these kind of veins running through, whoa, did something just shoot me? Because I'm still, yeah, I'm still protected, right? I should use that as long as I can. Somebody just shot at me. This reminds me very much of that. Which also means that in this situation, for example, I'm a little bit at a disadvantage, just a tiny bit. I wonder if or how I'll ever make it back up there. You know what? I saw... No? I thought I saw a teleporter somewhere on that map. Uh-oh. Oh, there it is. Here we go. Okay. The original Doom, of course, had as the two bosses. It didn't have a unique boss. It's Doom Episode 2 had the Cyber Demon, and Episode 3 had the Spider Mastermind. The first episode, and you didn't see him before this, had as its end boss. I don't even know if there was only one on a lower difficulty level. I can certainly tell you that on Ultraviolence it had two of these guys. That was... and it was pretty much just an arena, right? Like these guys, splash damage. Just an arena where these two guys appear and you had to shoot them. And it was hard. It was difficult. These days, yeah, whatever. These guys, I don't even break a sweat. I don't think they hit me at all. The only thing that happened is that I took splash damage once. Just gives you an idea of where the sophistication lies today and who you're making these levels for compared to who you made Doom levels for originally. And how far we've come difficulty-wise. Okay, good. These guys are already shooting at each other. I'm wondering, just you want to see how much I can get these guys to take each other out. There we go. Are they shooting at each other here too? Yep. Guess he shot at me. I think there's only very few monsters in Doom that don't actually infight. I want to say there's none of them in Doom 1. Might not be true. I feel in Doom 2, a Hell Knight I don't think does infighting with a Baron of Hell. A Lost Soul I don't think can infight with the, what are they called? The guys who actually spit the Lost Souls. Forgot. But I think all the monsters in this episode are going to attack each other. Minus, I mean, I guess if you really want, like the Pinky Demons don't, because they cannot actually cause infighting, right? Okay, so that's, we don't want to quite breach the threshold here yet. But yeah, so I don't think they can actually trigger infighting because they only they never accidentally bite somebody else. But I think that's it. So yeah, there's a secret up there. I feel we are missing, and then I want to see where or how which. Do I want to trade a little bit of health to get to 100 armor? Not sure. And what's the elevator that keeps going up there? You know what? I'm gonna stay with health instead of, because I have 132 and I would only gain 15. Alright, so I think that's the level. I'm gonna save here again one more time. I think I just did anyway. Level 4. So this one we didn't die a lot. I like this one a lot. I think difficulty-wise, I'm actually almost a little bit overpowered with all of the well, I'm finding some secrets, so that helps. But I'm certainly getting a lot of health. I'm getting a lot of armor in the first place. But I mean, this is a joy to play again. I like the last level too, right? And I thought that was actually a lot of fun to play as well. But I feel for the stream it wasn't perfect that I kept dying as many times as I did. And yep, thank you so much for following along. And I'll see you in the next level. Until then.